Yo. Good evening, people. On behalf of Operation Rock, I am Clayton, and tonight we're going to talk about intimate partner stalking. Really, we're going to talk about retaliation, people, retaliatory reports, retaliatory litigation. People over the last 2 years, 3 years of my life, I've been through it. I've gained a lot of insight, I've gained a lot of knowledge. Although my situation is not perfect, it's given me an insight and an understanding of a lot of things that I'm realizing I can help a lot of people with. Because honestly, people, I've gone through it. So today we're going to talk about litigation abuse. We're going to talk about false police reporting. We're going to talk about the things that people who you leave and try to get away from in former intimate partner stalking will do to you to I would say, dishevel your life and cause you discomfort that they can again get revenge on you. Revenge doesn't always have to be violence, people. There are some people who resort to violence. Violence, I honestly believe, is the most ignorant form of warfare that people can utilize. It doesn't take much but physical force to commit violence or the ability to be more violent than the person you're acting against, which really doesn't make you superior to them. It makes you physically superior, yes, but it doesn't make you superior. There are people out there who can wage war on another level that you will never be able to imagine, people. Punching you in your face is the thing you wish they would do to you. They will do so much messed up stuff to you. I've learned that the hard way, people. I've learned the power of a dedicated enemy focused on my destruction. I can't say that I can't say that my journey is going good, people. I can't even say it's gone the way I've wanted. But what I can say is that it's changed me so much. It has made me an incredibly knowledgeable person, hungry for more knowledge and hungry to do the right thing with that knowledge. So, with respect to that, I figure using my situations and highlighting some of the times that I was falsely arrested through retaliation might be enough to walk people through how retaliation works in order of protections, police reports, domestic violence, and such. Um, Again, not to. I'm trying to phase out of my situation. People, it's hard, man, because I got an offender who's obsessed with me, but I really just want to forget this person, even though it's going to be impossible, people. Because when people affect your life this negatively, the hardest thing to do is forget them, because now you're traumatized by all the things they did to you, and it affects other relationships in your life, people. Like I went to a therapist today who I was speaking to about dating people, and I realized how afraid I am to really trust another woman. Like I trusted a woman who robbed me blind and stalked me for 3 years, literally trying to destroy my life. People, I got trust issues like a motherfucker. But I'm working on it, people, because we got to get past the traumas of our life in order to become better people. So, with that, we go into the actual point of our broadcast. 3 minutes in, good time, people. I think that it. That it. That might be it. Okay. So, people, we're going to talk about some retaliation tonight. Mainly, I'm going to highlight my messed up situation with retaliation. So, we're going to start this broadcast off with a wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. There it goes. Now, people, I'm in a really messed up situation. I had an ex girlfriend. Unfortunately, the relationship didn't go good, but Shorty kind of crazy. So, Shorty robs me. Unfortunately, I have to go to the police and report it because she started abusing domestic violence law. People lying, saying I raped her and abused her. And there was a cop who looked out for me and told me what was going on. And he said, "Listen, if you have proof of what this woman did, you should go to the police." So I did. So I go to the police, people, and as you see, on May 9th, May 9th of 2002, this woman was criminally charged in the state of New Jersey. That's May 9th, 2002, for anyone who can see it. I want to make sure my live cast is popping. So, May 9th, 2002, people, I have to file these charges on a woman I care greatly about because, she was hurt and her rationale was not working in her favor. We'll just leave it at that. So, people, I was stuck. I had no choice. I have to file these charges. But people, this woman was pissed. She did not want me to do that. So what she does, if everyone here can see again, is she decides, since I filed these charges on her on May 9th, she was going to go into Staten Island and file charges on me. What she did was go into Staten Island Family Court. What you see in front of you is the order of protection of the woman who was assaulted, who was harassing me. As you can see, she runs and files an order of protection, and she accuses me of damn near every offense on the domestic violence application, with the exception of two. sexual misconduct, and sexual abuse in the second and third degree. But other than that, I was accused by every other offense on a domestic violence application by this woman. People, this woman was trying to destroy me. Now, I want to highlight the date of this for my audience so everyone can see. That's May 19th of 2002. Let me blow it up a little more. May 19th of 2002. So now to backtrack, people, you see this woman is charged on May 9th in retaliation for being criminally charged May 9th with burglary, harassment, and theft. She runs into Staten Island, New York, and files an order of protection against me, citing me with numerous acts of domestic violence. I want to go back up so everyone can see what I was charged with again right there. She cites me with numerous aspects of domestic violence. As you can see, disorderly conduct. I get charged with harassment in the first and second degree, aggravated harassment, assault in the second and third degree, criminal mischief. She accuses me of strangulation. She accuses me of identity theft in the first, second, and third degree. Damn, she said I was trying to steal everything, people. This is crazy. Coercion in the second degree, menacing in the second and third degree, reckless endangerment, stalking, attempted assault, forcible touching, criminal obstruction of breathing or circulation. For anyone who doesn't understand what that means, she's basically trying to say that in a criminal way, I grabbed her and forced her not to breathe so she could move with it, etc. Grand larceny, third and fourth degree. I guess she's trying to say I stole less than $1,000 for her. And unlawful dissemination or publication of intimate pictures. Now, people, none of that was done, but that's what I was charged with. So, it's whatever, people. It's domestic violence. Sometimes people want to hurt you. This is what they do. They go lie on you because they're mad at you. So I get lied on by this woman on May 19th. Again, as you can see, let's go back. She's charged May 9th criminally in New Jersey for the criminal charges. She's now on charge with people in retaliation for those made charges. People, what does she do? She goes into New York and she has me charged with this order of protection on May 19th, exactly 10 days later. So in retaliation to being criminally charged, she goes into New York, abuses the domestic violence law, citing me for numerous offenses of domestic violence, audience. So guess what? Now she gets an order of protection against me, which she does because anyone will get an order of protection when it's involving domestic violence. People, they will give domestic violence to a ham sandwich with against tomato. That's how real it is. So let's go back, people. Now, what you see in front of you here, this is what's called a transcript of a court proceeding. Now, as you see right here, this is December. This is actually June 13th. I want to make my audience see. This is June 13th, right there for the audience to see. If anyone can see, I'll blow it up a little more. The date of that is June 13th of 2022. It's 9:04 p.m. The person who was stalking me, this is the arraignment. She's ordered to give back property she stole and she was holding, which was an antique bed, and the people was my dog because I just wanted my dog and I wanted this woman gone. So she's ordered to give back the property at 9:20 in the morning. People, this girl is pissed. So what does she do, people? She starts trying to have me arrested in New York. So people, I spend the next month, despite this order, hold on, despite this order, this direct order to return my property, people, as everyone can see, despite that order, I spend the next 2 weeks trying to get this property back. These are all the times that the police tried to enforce the order to get the property back that this woman refused before the date I actually got it back. People, look at all this. Oh, they probably couldn't play it out. That one came in. People, these are all valid reports for an act of refusal because of a woman who was just so angry she didn't want to get back the dog she considered the child of hers and mine while we were in a relationship. So this is what I unfortunately had to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. So let's fast forward now. Now we're going to fast forward to July 8th. Now, people, we go to court July 8th. July 8th, I go to court. A judge, as everyone can see here, orders this person. And this is good. This is useful for retaliation, people. I'm showing you actual points of retaliation where someone was charged truthfully and turned around and lied on me to the police to have me arrested. And then I'm going to tell you what I did. So this, as you can see, audience, if you can't see it, is July 8th. July 8th, a judge in New Jersey orders this woman to return my dog or she was going to go to jail. He directs me to the 123 precinct, which was the person's local precinct. And he said basically we would be back on 7:15. So now With all of that said and done, this date, July 8th, this woman is ordered to return my property or go to jail, people. In response to this order, she's pissed. She immediately goes files for her own order of protection in the state of New Jersey after this trial. And I want to show everybody the date of this order so you see when it was filed. It might be a little blurry, but I'm going to blow it up big for my audience. Okay, if everyone can see that date, it looks like 7/8/2002. Let me make sure. Yeah, you should be able to see it. 7/8/2002. So, people, this woman is told in court earlier today. You can't lie, people, because lying. I've learned is the way of the dark side. So 7/8, people. Dogs ordered to be returned. Woman immediately goes to New Jersey again, files a false petition on me after she loses in court. So retaliation, people. That's retaliation. Doing things because you're mad you did not receive what you wanted is retaliation. She didn't get what she wanted, which was to keep the dog. She filed the false order of protection on me. People, she was so mad that she didn't get this. Not only did she file this false order of protection, but she went into the borough of Staten Island and filed a police report to have me arrested. Here goes that police report right here. People, that's the first iCard. People, here goes right here. Here goes the incident report for an iCard contempt charge I was given the day this woman was ordered to give the dog back. So, people, literally the day she was forced to give back the dog, she filed a police report on me in New York to have me arrested because she was mad the judge told her to give back the dog. So now we fast forward to July 12th, people. July 12th, I actually get it back. July 13th, here we go right here. This woman goes into the precinct, 713. If anyone can see it, people, she's back at it. She files another police report on me because she's mad she's forced to criminally comply with an order and return the dog July 12th. So July 13th, she files a police report on me. As you can see, July 13th, July 14th, the police have a warrant on me because this woman is the most connected victim in domestic violence. She can file a police report one day, the next fucking day, there's a warrant on her defender. But everyone thinks that I'm wrong and there's not some kind of misconduct around Francina Evans. People, she can file a police report in the afternoon on one day, and the next day there's an iCard for a guy because he wanted his fucking dog back, people. Excuse my language. But, people, that is how serious the corruption in Staten Island was. The corruption around this woman overall. So let's keep going, people. So now she's happy. She has a warrant against me. She's trying to get me arrested for months. People, they don't arrest me. Internal Affairs gets involved. That case gets dismissed. We're going to fast forward, people, to December 5th of 2002. People, December 5th of 2002, the gods favor me, this gentleman in front of you. As you can see, I am ordered a lifetime final order of protection granted on the grounds of harassment and burglary for reasons stated on the record. Basically, that the defendant, her, was crazy. I'm ordered this. She's ordered to stay away from me and my child. She's additionally ordered to stay 1,000 feet away from us for life. People, I'm hoping that at the end of this, people, all of this is good. So, people, what I do immediately, because I've been accused of retaliation, so I'd like to show my audience that I never retaliated. This is so stupid. What I do, people, because I don't like to lie, is uh, I gotta make sure I do this right, people, because I can't ever spell this guy's name. Oh man, I messed up. Cancel. Oh, right there. Bottom. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Gotcha. So, people, what I do in response to that, people, she gets convicted. I contact the prosecutor's office where it was criminally prosecuting this woman. And I said, hey, blah, 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 blah. December 2nd. Good morning. It has been a few weeks since my last contact with you regarding Francina Evans. Yesterday, I was awarded a final restraining order due to a decision made after review by the family court judge. My intention, if I had been granted this order, was to contact you and speak about the withdrawal of the charges in hopes that now that an order is in place, she may be deterred and move on with her life. However, listening to her today, meaning listening to her in court session, it became clear she is not interested in relenting her pursuit of vengeance against me. Even with that knowledge, and after giving this a lot of thought, I realized the futility of this as its consequences would affect Miss Evans for the remainder of her life. As much as she has done to me, my intent is not to hurt her, simply to get my property back and get the protection, as she is still stalking me, stealing, and harassing me. She hasn't stopped the entire time this has went on, so spending another 3 to 12 months of my life dealing with this has become less than worth the true cost. I've lost my child in time fighting this against this, and it has really given me no results. So, people, I honestly try to drop the criminal prosecution of this woman in the hopes that maybe she'll leave me alone and let me go live my gosh darn life. I really just wanted that, people, and I thought that possibly ending this, possibly, letting her go about her life, people. I was hoping she had a dude, something like that, people. Maybe she would have just moved on. She had got into something. Who knows, people? Life takes people down numerous roads. And I had been hoping at the time, after all of this pain and hurt that had happened between the two of us, people, she would let it go. But people, I was wrong. I was so wrong, people, because exactly, and let's be to record, people, I was so wrong because exactly 4 days later, 4 days later, I am unfortunately contacted because of this, people. This woman, 4 days later, takes the dismissed charges from New Jersey, goes into New York, tells them I had been making false reports on her that was baseless. Now, people, here's the thing. She had just got freaking convicted. It's not baseless. It's a judge convicted you. Clearly, there was some base to the shit that was being said. If you got convicted, there was a trial. The trial went on for weeks. There's no way the allegations against a woman who was convicted for domestic violence and a final order of protection was awarded against her with no record, where there were baseless charges. But now the judge is unwarranted. The judge is unknowledgeable and baseless because this is what my offender does when she loses. The people who find her guilty are stupid and unethical. No, the truth is they see you for what you are, the lying scumbag you are, and they hold you accountable. But you're such a manipulator, she can get out of it. So, people, this is what she does. She goes to manipulate racist and bigot people on Staten Island. She tells them that me, the victim who just won an order of protection against her, lied on her. And people, without a shred of investigation, the racism that exists on Staten Island, heavily in the Staten Island 120 precinct in the district attorney's office, they came for me to arrest me for false reporting, even though I had just won a New Jersey order for this woman to leave me and my child alone. How's that for peace, people? You try to drop the charges against someone showing them mercy. They are so vengeful, they go lie on you to the cops to have you falsely arrested when you've given them an out to go live their life. But people, such is my life. So, people, it's not over yet. Let's go ahead to this. People, this is the complaint filed against me in Carteret on December 8th. Basically, what this woman did again was the same thing. People, she goes into Carteret, New Jersey, 3 days after she goes into New York, and she lies and says that I filed false charges on her. Now, people, there's a double jeopardy standard that says you cannot prosecute someone for the same offense in two occasions. But people, I guess you can do that if you Francina Evans because everybody's so amazing. I guess you can do that, people. You can take charges from one place, bring it somewhere else, and have a motherfucker charged there with the same thing and have concurrent prosecutions for the exact same charge going on in two different places. People, that's what happens when you're Francina Evans. You can lie that bad. And unfortunately for you, unfortunately for whoever your enemy is, they're going to have a shitload of trouble fighting you because you are so connected, you can lie your way out of anything. So, people, within 7 days, 7 days of this woman being convicted for harassing me, people, I am criminally charged in two separate states. But, people, it wasn't over there. God knows it wasn't over there, people. She had just started with me. So people, now she launches people what I like to call the movement that tried to destroy my life. Breaking up is not a crime. People, they honored this crazy woman as a damn victim, knowing she was harassing me, people. They honored her as a victim. They began trying to come after me and slander me, people. She read rallies where she was tagging the Kings County Court, trying to go after the very child she assaulted, which I'm going to get to at the end. People, look at all of this. She read Lally's. People, now remember, I was falsely arrested for a complaint this woman filed, but that didn't matter because all she needed was one arrest to create her fake status as a victim. And all of these racists and bigots rallied behind her because they thought just because this black man got charged that I would lose. People, again, they were wrong. They didn't count on the fact that I might be basically intelligent enough to get out of this. And people, and by the glory of God, I was. Because people, even though this girl did all this lying, people, in her fake ass celebrity trying to play a victim, people, she started making mistakes. Like this very post here. Now, people, remember, she accused me of all those acts of domestic violence. But one day, this stupid chick goes and makes a post with the founder of Warm NYC, a woman who she manipulated horribly. And she says she was never physically abused and had no children, so she didn't fit the criteria for most domestic violence agencies. Wait a minute. If you were never physically abused, love, and people, I want to highlight that for you real quick. If you were never physically abused, my love, then why the hell did you accuse this innocent black man? And we need to go here again, people, because you were never physically abused. So if you were never physically abused, why does your initial application for an order of protection accuse this black man of damn near every aspect of physical abuse except two? But you were never physically abused. People, that was one of the mistakes that made this girl. So she starts making all these mistakes, people. Now she's scared, people, because I start catching the mistakes. And guess what I start doing? I start trying to blow her ass up. So, people, God is good. God favored me so much in this, people. I went through it. But finally, people, October 30th of 2023, the Richmond County DA's office had no choice but to drop my charges complete. Now, people, Francina wants to tell people that I copped out my offender. People know I did not. What they did to protect themselves would dismiss my charges through ACD and immediately seal them. Now, people, when you get what's called an adjudicated conditional release, that's what an ACD is. It's a conditional discharge, meaning you have to go through a period of time without problems in order for them to discharge you. Now, people, when they give you something like an ACD and immediately seal it with no conditions, canceling order of protections, that's the district attorney's office way of saying that we fucked up and charged you for something you didn't do. But instead of giving you a complete dismissal, so it messes up our prosecutorial record, we're going to get you out by doing this. And anyone who has ever gone through any type of situation in New York knows what I'm saying is the truth. When you get an ACD in the state of New York, you are given a term that you have to comply with the laws as far as if whether or not it's staying away from the person you violated, staying away from a store you made a rob, staying away from the mistake that caused you to have the adjudicated the conditional release anyway. You have to stay away from this. People, when you get something like this where it's immediately sealed, meaning there's no record of it that can be accessed. I mean, people, this was sealed the day the order of the disposition was given, which is October 30th. People, it wasn't sealed October 30th, 2024. It wasn't sealed May 30th of 2024. People, they called me on October 30th and they closed it on October 30th, sealed it, and completely dismissed Francina's criminal order of protection, which she no longer has. But people, that is the power of a liar. People, she's going to keep telling people she has an order of protection against people, when she actually doesn't. It was dismissed. So now let's fast forward to 1022, people, 1020 of 2023. Now, people, this girl is so mad that I got off. Her and her brother go into the precinct 2 days later after the conviction, and they lied to the precinct and tell the precinct that on October 30th, October 20th of 2023, that I tried to threaten this woman in court. Now, people, the entire time I was standing with my attorney, who happens to be a licensed New York attorney, who could verify that I never said two words to this woman. I literally tried to stay away from her. I did try to beat Matthew Evan punk ass because Matthew's a punk, people. So I was gonna put pain in on Matthew, but Matthew don't want no smoke. Matthew want to pretend like he wants smoke so he can try to gas me into beating him up in the courtroom so they can so the people who want to help his sister can think I'm violent. That's Matthew's game. Matthew ain't really trying to fight because if Matthew was, Matthew would accept the legal challenge I'm offering him. See, I don't want to fight this guy in the street like an animal or like a savage, people. I want to fight him somewhere where me and him can get some money, where my daughter's future won't be affected, where his son's future won't be affected. People, we can go have a structured fight in the ring. Nobody got to get hurt. Nobody's egos is involved to the point where we go get the gun because that's what the system wants from us as black men. They don't want us to find constructive ways to handle our problems. Not saying that fighting is a constructive way, but when you try every other way to work with a man that doesn't work, maybe physical confrontation is what that man wants. And unfortunately for Matthew Evans, I'm a man that understands that, homie. If you want that work, I'm gonna give it to you. I ain't got no problem with that, baby. Let me give you the ass whooping you want. And then maybe you will see the truth of this situation, which is that your sister is the problem, bro. And you will tell her to leave me alone. I'll give you that after I beat your ass. Excuse my language, people. So as you see, this happens to me, and people, I got falsely arrested for that. But again, people, God was good because my attorneys stuck forward, the judge and the officers in the court spoke for me, verifying that this never happened that day. And again, people, I got off. So people, to surmise, because I don't really think there's another point of retaliation right now. That is about 6 or 7 different times that my offender, utilizing her ability as a woman to control domestic violence laws in this situation, retaliated against me using the police to have me falsely arrested in retaliation from gaining some positive end towards the relationship. Now, people, I'll be honest. In the beginning, it wasn't easy, people. It was a nightmare. It really, really, don't forget to. It really, really, really was a nightmare. People, it was horrible. I'm going to be honest with you. It brought me to such a point of disgust I didn't know what to do. But after a while, I learned that the only way to deal with these people and these messed up processes that work against black men is to learn the processes of the people who are trying to minimize you because you're ignorant to the process. I'm not going to say I'm a master people, but I learned. I learned how to file motions. I learned how to file petitions. I learned how to collect evidence. I learned how to create files. I learned how to utilize resources around me to help me, I would say, manage the expenses of all the attorneys it was taking for me to fight this battle. And people, I came up with a pretty effective team. But the biggest thing I think I lacked this whole time, people, is I was so hurt by what this person had done to me, people. I wasn't able to detach myself. The pain I was feeling from what this person did to me up until recently. Because people, there was always that connection there. Because people, the truth is, I never tried to hurt my offender. My offender is so mad that I don't want her anymore. And that might sound insane to some of the haters, but people, it is what it is. There's no way this woman could invest all this energy lying this badly if this wasn't exactly what I'm saying. People, there's no evidence I've ever done anything to this woman. My videos are made in response to things she is doing to me actively, currently, right now. People, the girl files an order of protection against me a couple of weeks ago, people. She loses the order of protection on February 16th. People, February 17th, the girl was in the precinct filing new charges on me. People, I got so many. That's one point of retaliation I forgot. People, it just happened to me last month. The girl loses a motion in family court to try to have my order of protection dismissed. The judge tells her on the record that my content is not harassment because she's actually doing the things that I'm saying she's doing. People, I have multiple criminal court dismissals. I have multiple family court dismissals. People, these things are actually happening. They tell her I'm not harassing her. You know what she does? February 17th, she's in the precinct filing harassment charges against me. This girl cares nothing about law and order unless it works in her favor. As long as it's against her, she says, fuck that. She does what she wants. She comes after me anyway. So, people, I file motions, I file lawsuits, I file orders of protection, people. That's really all you can do. And I'll be honest, it hasn't worked as well as I'd like, people, but since I've learned how to file these motions and how to do the right thing, my offender is having a lot harder of a time than she previously had when this started. See, she may be trying to manipulate things behind the scenes and she may be still litigating abuse of me filing it, but people, I'm effective enough myself to fight her abusive litigation with motions and responses of my own. And people, my motions and responses destroy her. She might write some words up accusing me of abuse and litigation abuse, but baby girl, you can't stop the police reports and the fucking evidence, excuse me, that I have that you are doing all of the things I say. You can't stop the fact that I have a police report in your handwriting for 4 days after an order of protection was served on you. You can't stop the fact that you lost an order of protection, a Carfagno motion to have it dropped. And then the next day you charge me with the very harassment the judge just told you on her record that I wasn't guilty of. People, you can't change those aspects of litigation, abuse, and harassment when someone is directly doing things in response to positives you have winning. The only avenue you really have, people, is the law. People, you have to learn your rights. You have to learn what needs to be done. And people, it's not an overnight process. It's hard, people. The language is hard. The structure is hard. The rules and regulations are hard. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. It's going to be days you get so frustrated you're in tears because you don't know what to do, especially for you people who are used to be like me, where you might not have been a blue collar guy your whole life. You were like a white collar guy. You were a blue collar guy. You're not a book and pen guy. You're a hands on guy. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to learn to do these things, people, or you're going to be screwed, people. You're never going to have the peace you were awarded if you don't learn how to fight for your rights and learn what you need to do to get out of these situations with someone who won't leave you alone. I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes, people, so I'm going to wrap up, people. We're going to have a part two to this. We're going to talk about different orders, motions, how to structure orders and motions, how to contact judges, things you can do to get yourself in a better position with someone who is leveraging the police or law enforcement against you. On behalf of Operation Rock, people, and on behalf of Justice, people, this is one in a million, people, and we